Along the left side of the railway during your ride today, you may see several signs marking the border of the Daniel Boone National Forest, which stretches diagonally across the state of Kentucky from Moorhead to McQuarrie County. The forest is divided among 6 districts. The McQuarrie County District is served by the Stearns Ranger District Office. The Stearns District is comprised of 117,000 acres of McQuarrie, Pulaski, Wayne, and Whitley counties, and has 2 state wild rivers, those being Rock Creek and the Big South Fork, as well as 2 candidates for scenic wild rivers, those being Rock Creek and Marsh Creek. 54 miles of Sheltowee Trace National Trail is also located within the Stearns Ranger District.
Because see, those doors were opening, the one of them just shut. Or like off to the side there. There's a little picnic table up there.
We're not gonna find it.
I was like,
Right.
my purse wasn't big enough. I was like, I had to make sure I had a hold of my purse and it didn't go outside.
Well, I lightened mine before we left. I took all the change out of it. So that's what we're giving it all away.
Yeah, I do that when I go on vacation too.
Now it's opening back up. We'll just let it do its own thing.
The fresh air is nice, but you also smell the smoke or something. Windows in my office and that one. They got all
I'd like to do this with them. I think they'd enjoy this. Yeah. Four of the other yeah, they don't have the
What's that? A little bit, yeah.
An absolutely beautiful day to be on this ride. On the Big South Fork Scenic Railway in Stearns, Kentucky.
You're just trying to walk.
Hope you enjoy it. You're enjoying all the scenery, all those rock basins, trees. There's like a little cave there.
Suppose I owe you folks an apology. On the right of the railroad there, we just passed it, was a small natural dripping spring waterfall. Now, it's my fault that you all didn't see it and understand it as but just one of the very almost the whole natural wonders we have along our tracks here. Kentucky, actually, you might find it interesting to know. Kentucky, you might find it interesting to know, has the second largest amount of running water in America, just behind Alaska. So, natural running water. Coming up on the right side of the tracks here, you'll see the remnants of the Stearns Company Dynamite House. Now, As the name would suggest, you didn't guess it already, that's where the Stearns Company would house their dynamite to blow away and blast for mines. Blasting was the most cost-effective way to fracture rock in and around the mines, as well as along the railway. So people living near the dynamiting were often concerned about all the ruckus it caused, but today, dynamite, a nitroglycerin-based explosive, is rarely used in coal mines today. But back then, it was the most cost-effective way to go about it. We're now approaching our tunnel along our tracks here. So we ask that you please keep your head and arms well inside the train cars. The tunnel is a freestanding tunnel and it is 265 feet long and was completed in 1902. All work was done by hand drilling, and black powder was used to blast away the rock. The K&T Railway was built at the estimated cost of $50,000 per mile when the original 15 miles were laid in the early 1900s. I'll let you do the math on that. It doesn't matter for inflation and things like that. The tracks descend into the valley at an average rate of 3%, so it's no wonder that the cost was so high. After passing through the tunnel, be on the lookout on your left for a breathtaking view of Roaring Paunch Creek. There'll be a larger overlook of it right about here if you're in car 3. If you're in cars 2 and 1, be on the lookout for it to your left here in the next little while. Paunch Creek begins in Tennessee, and we'll be following it along our tracks today as we make our way down and through the Barthel coal field.
Not really.
Now arriving at milepost 3 at the side of the Justice line. Be over on your right side of the train car. The Justice line was... I'm really going to kill you. I'm really going to kick his tail when I get off this train.
You know what very often
There had to be some guys that going by that I have to work with
We're now coming up on the entrance of the coal mining community of Barthel. Barthel was the first mine opened by the Stearns Company, and the first coal was hauled out on the K&T Railway in June of 1903 and was sold for $1.35 a ton. Named for E.E. Barthel, the community was home to 300 people living in more than 50 houses during 1905. It was eventually abandoned and torn down in 1950. Thanks to the efforts of the local Coder family of Macquarie County, the town has been reconstructed to its 1915 appearance. The bathhouse, doctor's office, and barbershop are in the building next to the railway. The company store, number 2, will be ahead on your left. At Barthel, the company store also served as the post office. Also a little further ahead on your right is the school and church, which held many of the social events for each of the mining camps along the railway. So you can see on your left here, this building here, cars 1 and 2 will be passing just shortly. This is Stearns Company store number 2. Stores 1 and 3 are in the town of Stearns. They're on the main street there. That is the original building and built in the early 1900s. Now, allow me to clear up a little misconception about the way in which coal miners were paid. Everyone heard of SRIP before? What coal miners were paid in traditionally? Now, a lot of people think that that was the only thing that they got. That's not true. If they wanted an advance in their weekly or monthly pay, that's what they were given. They weren't given their actual real U.S. currency payment. If they wanted an advance, which many of them needed to support their families and things like that. SRIP can only be used at company stores, like store 2 and 1 and 3. If any of you get a chance when you get back, stop by the Stearns Museum up on the hill there in Stearns. They have a lot of pieces of script on display there and an explanation on how it's used and how it translates from the value. So.
think it's just like a snack lunch. Yeah, I think it's just a snack lunch, like a blue pie and a sandwich with the drink.
All along the left-hand side of your view here for the last little while has been the Big South Fork of the Cumberland River. That's what the Big South Fork Scenic Railway is named after, and just the area in general. The Big South Fork is one of the very few rivers that flow from south to north and feeds into Lake Cumberland. The Big South Fork of the Cumberland River and its tributaries pass through some 90 miles of scenic gorges and valleys.
Cumberland River comes where in Nashville, in our little town outside of Nashville.
Now, give you all just a little heads up on what's going to happen here. The train is going to come to a stop back here, and it's going to back up into Blue Heron. Okay? Need everybody to please remain seated. The train comes to a stop here. Don't get up yet, don't do anything, and then we'll back up into Blue Heron, line 18. Okay?
It means corporate contract in September.
Because they're going to back up into that, probably to turn around. I thought they might come out here and stop somewhere.
We'll also have to go through this procedure when we leave Blue Heron, Mine 18, on our way back to Stearns. So, and also keep in mind on the way back, all of your views and everything will be on the opposite side of how they were originally. So just keep that in mind.